Leadership is leading by example. Warren Buffett has truly succeeded in living up to that ideal. To briefly explain his style of leadership, it is placing his associates' needs and passions before his own, and working together as well as, quote, getting dirty first. Warren Buffett is quoted as saying, "A leader can never have a bad day." This is a simple definition of leadership, but when broken down, these aspects have played a part in developing Warren Buffett into a humble CEO. Buffett is the type of person who looks into the mirror and takes responsibility, the person who looks out the window and gives others credit, the CEO that facilitates discussion amongst his board members and draws on grand ideas from the next level leadership. Although many people would say Warren Buffett is a level 5 leader, his generation was just authentic. Leaders of Buffett's generation are true to themselves and what they believe in. They are prepared to be on their own and go their own way. So as we look upon his life, we will simply present each of these leadership traits and conclude that for the last 50 years or more, Warren Buffett has truly been someone worthy of emulating as a successful leader. Warren was born on August the 30th, 1930 in Omaha, Nebraska, to his parents Howard and Leila Buffett, who were married 5 years earlier in 1925. He was the middle child, having an older sister, Doris, who was born in 1928, and a younger sister, Roberta, who was 3 years younger than Warren. Buffett grew up quickly while working for his grandfather, who owned a local store. At age 6, Warren was already a businessman, selling packs of juicy fruit chewing gum to his friends at a 2-cent profit. He knew if he tried to sell them one piece at a time, he was more likely to lose money by having too much inventory. He would also buy Coca-Cola by the 6-pack from his grandfather's store and sell them individually, making 5 cents on every bottle. At this early age, Warren already understood the principles of supply and demand. While other children were playing with cars and telling stories to their friends, Warren was honing his business skills and learning valuable lessons along the way. Many of Warren's leadership traits came directly from his father, who served as a U.S. representative as well as a stockbroker that owned his own company. At the age of 10, Warren's father took him on a business trip to New York City. It was there, while visiting the New York Stock Exchange, that a chord was struck inside of Warren. Ultimately, this trip would call Warren to pursue a career in business. When Warren was 11 years old, he purchased 6 shares of City Service preferred stock. He kept 3 for himself, and he gave 3 to his sisters. Although it took all the money he had at the time, and he knew little of diversification practices, he did have a humble beginning and understood that sharing with others mattered most. When Warren set a plan into action, the goal was meant to be accomplished. For example, while only 14 years old, he purchased 40 acres of land. He did so to further his business endeavors as well as assist the farming community, enabling others to reap the benefits of his success. Instead of having to mortgage their properties, farmers could produce crops, and Warren could use the profits from leasing the land to further assist his community in Omaha. The money used to purchase the land came from Warren's business venture in his newspaper delivery service, where at the time, Warren was making $200 a month. At this point in Warren's life, he had the intellect and entrepreneurship which afforded him the ability to make great decisions and financial gains. The business venture with the local farmers was Warren's first attempt at blending both his entrepreneurial and philanthropic beliefs. After graduating from high school in 1947, Buffett was encouraged by his father to attend college. Although he was reluctant in this new adventure, Warren did as his father wished and attended Wharton School of Finance and Commerce in Pennsylvania. While attending the school, Warren felt he understood more about finance and business than many of his professors. He later transferred to the University of Nebraska, where he graduated in 1949. While in school, Warren continued to grow his savings. Upon completion of his education, he was still able to save nearly $10,000. Warren sought to increase his knowledge of business. in 1951 when he applied to the Harvard School of Business. Although he was not accepted, the rejection did not stop him from moving towards his goal. He went on to attend the Columbia School of Business, which was where he met Ben Graham. 1951 was a year of growth for Warren. He continued to work as a stockbroker, which he began years earlier, and attended night school. His intent in night school was to build upon his knowledge and understanding of investment principles at the University of Nebraska. During the same year, Warren's father and Ben Graham discouraged Warren from working on Wall Street. They felt he would have greater success and purpose if he devoted his time into building something that fit his passion. Although Warren was discouraged from working on Wall Street, he did not stop working for Ben Graham. Ben did not hire Warren, even though he said he would work for free. It was at this time of his life that Warren met and married his late wife, Susan Thompson, and they had their first child, Susie. In 1954, Ben Graham finally offered Warren a partnership and a salary of $10,000 a year. Warren continued to work for Graham for a period of 2 years, all the while learning and honing his craft and taking in valuable information that would later catapult him into creating Buffett Associates with 7 family members and friends. Shortly after Warren started this new business venture, Ben retired, and Warren never worked for another person again. He began running 3 partnerships of his own, and with these initial partnerships, Warren would gain the trust of all parties involved. Trust was a key component of Warren's leadership style, and it was a fundamental ingredient in establishing successful partnerships. As the CEO and the largest shareholder of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett has been considered one of the most successful investors of the 20th century. He adopts a laissez-faire leadership style approach to managing the companies that Berkshire acquires. This style is hands-off and recognizes the skills and talents of the CEOs and executives at those companies. Buffett wisely selects strong companies to invest in. These companies have experienced CEOs who are self-sufficient and are focused on profitability. Buffett gets out of their way and allows these proven CEOs to do their jobs. He believes that, quote, people perform best when given autonomy. For Buffett, his trust in managers has allowed them to produce more than, quote, would be achieved by streams of directives, endless reviews, or layers of bureaucracy. Buffett's belief is that, quote, trust is like the air we breathe. When it is present, nobody really notices. When it's absent, everyone notices. Parts of leadership include mentoring, influencing, listening, and leaving a lasting impression on others. A great leader allows others to succeed even when the leader is not around. Although Warren's children did not pick up the financial torch, they did understand their father's compassion for charitable contributions and chose a legacy of their own. Currently, Howard Buffett, the middle child of Warren and Susan, is perhaps the most influential child. He has been active in business, farming, politics, law enforcement, and other charitable organizations. He even authored 8 books on conservation, wildlife, and the human condition. Howard is the CEO and chairman of the Howard Buffett Foundation, which supports projects in areas such as agriculture, nutrition, water, humanitarian, and conservation. The foundation has assisted people through its funding of these projects in communities in Africa and Central America. Susan Buffett runs the Sherwood Foundation. The foundation's mission is to promote equality through social justice, innovation, and enhance the quality of life in Nebraska. The primary focus of the foundation revolves around children, education, and family issues. Susan also sits on the board of other nonprofit organizations such as the Buffett Early Childhood Institute and the Girls Incorporation. Peter Buffett runs the Novo Foundation. Its core goal is to create change by promoting initiatives in areas such as ending violence against girls and women, advancing social and emotional learning, and supporting thriving local communities. Warren's example of leadership and his support for his children have been attributed to their willingness to pursue noble career paths. Warren Buffett's charitable contribution to society is where his children feel their legacy will continue. Warren once said, quote, "Were we to use 1% of my claim checks on ourselves, neither our happiness nor our well-being would be enhanced. In contrast, the remaining 99% can have a huge effect on the health and welfare of others." Warren also stated, quote, "My wealth comes from a combination of living in America, some lucky genes, and compound interest." He's also quoted as stating, quote, "I've worked in an economy that rewards others for saving people on the battlefield with a medal, rewards a great teacher with a thank you note from a parent, but rewards a person that can detect a misprice in securities with sums reaching into the billions." Consistent statements like these over the years have proven Warren's authenticity regarding his role as a mentor and servant to others. Warren provided advice in 3 specific areas regarding business. 1. Stick to fundamental values. Those values where not only the CEO, but members of the organization believe in their product and mission. 2. Live simply. Warren has demonstrated humility through frugal spending, not being blinded by wealth, and by being very clear on his perspective of wealth. 3. Giving back. Warren has said that he plans to donate 99% of his wealth to charities and to the Gates Foundation. Warren Buffett learned from his mistakes and turned his mistakes into positive lessons, all the while demonstrating himself to be a true leader. His leadership capabilities have adapted and made a difference in the world in both his role as an individual and as a mentor. Warren Buffett has shared leadership at all relationship levels, and Buffett has empowered others to share their leadership responsibility. Warren Buffett put others first. In his own words, quote, "Focus on the customer and lead your people, as their lives depend on your success."
You know, leadership obviously it's a very simple thing in concept. My job as the leader of Berkshire Hathaway is to have visions and goals for the company overall with a long time horizon attached to them, and then to get those goals accomplished through other people. That's what it's all about. I can't do it myself, so I have to know where I want us to get to. I have to see over the next mountain if possible, but then I have to get a lot of other people to look over that mountain with me and really do the job. I mean, they are the ones that get it accomplished. So it's getting things done through other people.